first played Grand Theft Auto 4 in 2008 during its release. I remember buying it on the 360, going home, putting it in my console, and feeling like I'm in a city that was genuinely alive. The streets felt real, the people felt real, the city was bustling, the people, shitty attitudes, the story compelling, the radio stations, the ads, everything felt like I lived in a real place, in a real city. Playing it in 2024, I still feel the same way. Memory is a fickle thing. It could either be exactly what you want it to be, or it could be something completely different. I was so pleasantly surprised when I realized that Grand Theft Auto 4 was going to be the exact same thing I experienced in 2008, which is such a rare commodity. Not everything you go back to is going to age well or be the same thing, partially because you yourself are a different person from where you were at that point when you played it originally or listened to it or watched it, but compared to who you are now. So it's nice to kind of go back in time and touch a memory and have it be unaltered, to have it be pure, to exist the way it existed in your mind all those years ago. The balance is you just can't spend too much time there. Now, the other side of that is, yes, it's nice. It's nice to go back to a time to when things were simple, when things were more clear-cut or defined, when there was a future of possibility ahead. I think it all depends on how you treat it, how you look at it. It's like anything else. If you overindulge in it, it's too much. But if you underindulge in it, then it's fine. You know, I think playing these games recently, because I've been on this huge retro kick playing games like GTA 4, the Resistance series, Killzone, Bionic Commando, I think there's been something so pleasant in going back to these times where things were less complicated, or at least less complicated in my life. You know, when I hear people say, oh man, games back then were better, movies back then were better, it's not that I think things were better then, I just think the times, you know, are better and you almost miss those times. I think it was easier to go back and, you know, look at that and be like, oh man, that was just better. Maybe. But also, I think the times the personal struggle that we had to go through was just easier. The load was simpler. It wasn't so much. So, I think memory is an interesting thing. Going back to GTA 4, playing these missions, you know, I remembered every single thing. And it's funny because I have an achievement where I said I beat the game in 2012, but I really don't remember this, and that's the only game I've ever had where I'm like, I don't remember beating this game. Anyway, sidetrack aside, it's fun when a game can exist the way it existed, when you still have memories that are pure, untarnished, and I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know, I feel like sometimes I have these episodes where I have a general idea. I want to talk about memory. I think memory is a beautiful thing, but I also want to talk about that if you live in it too much, you're going to miss the next new thing. You know, when people talk about reboots, for instance, yeah, sure, I'd love to see a reimagining of things, but also I'm never going to get that new thing unless I stop playing with my old toys. So, again, what am I trying to say here? I think it's all balance, right? Balance lies in everything. You know, yes, it's good and fun to go back to old things and appreciate them, but I'm never going to appreciate the new game. I'm never going to appreciate the new series or discover the next new thing I love if I stay there. So, it's always important to look back, but you have to keep looking forward too, and all it is just figuring out how much you want to look back and how much you want to look forward. Thank you for listening to this chaotic podcast. I very much appreciate it. I hope you have a good day.